So hi everyone, welcome to the Old Man's Camper Vlog. Hey, this episode is all about singles camping. So I wanted to highlight my experiences and what I did in order to prepare for my camping. Now, I've been doing this now for about 8 or 9 months, and it's been mostly exciting, but eventually, you know, you kind of run out of money, and you're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to see, you know, things that you have to do. Generally, it's things that you can handle yourself. I mean, if you're a little bit mechanically inclined, that is. So anyway, I've taken some video of everything that I have for my single camping adventure. So I got a pickup truck. I picked the Ford F-150 XLT. It's a 4-door, has lots of room in it, so I have lots of storage in the back seat, and some also in the front passenger seat because it's only me. Then I purchased a Atom camper to put on the back of the truck, manufactured by Travel Light, and it fits perfectly on my short bed truck. And this is a lot of what you're going to see concerning the truck and the camper. So I'm emphasizing this is mostly for singles. If you're going to go out single camping, now you can go as big as you want or as small as you want. I went small because of the cost and everything. I planned this whole thing for probably a little over 2 years ahead of time. Then I retired and started camping. Traveled the country. Beautiful, beautiful God's country. Went everywhere. Went all the way up towards South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Washington State, Oregon, through Utah, Nevada, Arizona, Texas. Right now I'm actually living in Arizona and working to get some more in my nest egg, some more cash and money. So here's some videos about what I have and what you might think about that you need when you go and do what I'm doing. And don't be afraid because you're single. I see a lot of single females, single males, in all various size campers, camper vans, camper trailers, pickup campers like what I have, and even saw a young lady with a few dogs that had a quite a large motorhome. So it's all according to how comfortable you want to be. Now, I'm very comfortable in this. Everything is convenient, right within my reach. The bed is like a king-size bed. It's right behind me. And it's very comfortable. I sleep very well up there. And so I'm going to get on right now with showing you videos of what I have and what you should think about, what you need. Okay? So, and then I'll come back in the end and we'll talk a little bit more. All right, here we go. Okay, first and foremost, we will go over the outside of my unit. Okay, we got a Ford F-150 XLT and an Atom camper. Now this is just for one person. This is for singles. So this is the places I've been. lots of places, lots of beautiful God's country. This is the back. And over here, so we got a propane tank for the heater. That's the heater exhaust. Then we have, this is a port for my hose. I can hook up a hose for showering or whatever. This is to hook up a hose for city water. This is the hookup. This is to just dump water into my tank, my holding tank. And these are Happy Jacks. I use those to level the camper. There's four of them, one on each corner. Now I switched to all-terrain tires to make it easier on a lot of these back roads that are dirt. Now inside the truck, you can see I have clothing, I have all kind of stuff in here. In the front, that's the drawers I keep my office supplies and stuff in. I always have bottled water on the floor in there. I also put a big light on the roof for when you're in the forest. If you go into the forest at night, you want to have plenty of light. Now a little bit about power sources. This I have in the truck. This is a 1,000-watt inverter that I use sometimes. If I'm out of solar power, I can use this, just run the truck. Okay, now this is my solar setup. And that works the Happy Jacks. And that's the Happy Jack controller right there. So all of the lights and the heater work on the battery power and solar. The microwave and the air conditioning unit will only work on shore power. I have to have 30 amp shore power to run those. I had a refrigerator in this spot, but you couldn't run the refrigerator overnight. It would wear the battery out too quickly. So I took the fridge out, sold it, and now that stores all my linens and towels and a few other things. So I installed a medicine cabinet so I could house a lot of my personal items. I got the hair clippers and chargers for the toothbrush and all kind of ointments and things, and the petroleum jelly, deodorant, and just all personal stuff. So it has a sink with a 12-volt water pump, so that works on my solar. It didn't have a stove, so I just got one burner stove, which works very well. I got a bucket for my wastewater, and I got an extra 5-gallon for fresh water. My inboard freshwater tank is under here. That holds about 10 gallons. I also installed this folding table. I used an old cutting board to build that table. And up here is the double bed. Got a window over there. Very, very comfortable. And then we got storage up top. I hung that curtain there to block the window at night. And a lot of my food and canned goods. Some more storage down here at the bottom. A lot of my storage of canned goods and things are in here under the sink. Now you need a trash can and you need a toilet. I keep the toilet covered because of the odor. But a lot of the odor I dispel because when I put a new bag in it, I put in some pine sol. And that really helps with eliminating the odor. Another power source that I have is this 1000 watt battery pack, which I have solar panels. I can recharge it, or you can recharge it with electric, or I can recharge it in the cigarette lighter in the truck. This becomes a lifesaver for sure when you need power. And I also installed this little 12-volt fan. It hardly uses any power at all. Has 2 speeds, low and high. It was a great addition, believe me. There are times when you really need it. Coming up is a list of the things I think that are necessities for you, especially if you do some hiking, and just some essential foods and pots and pans that you're going to need. If you do a lot of cooking, of course, you're going to need a bigger camper. I buy a lot of canned goods, a lot of canned soup, and then I have protection devices, so if I do some hiking, it's to protect me against large wild animals. And you can read the list, just stop the video and you can read the list that I have, and then you get some ideas from that. Okay? And so, whenever you go, you got to keep in mind you're going to be living small. I don't care what you buy. It's not like being in a house. Not at all. So the best thing to do ahead of time is if you can live smaller and smaller. That's what I did. I went from bigger to smaller to the camper. And that made the transition fairly easy. I've been at many campgrounds that you have to pay for. I do a lot of boondocking, which is where you go camping at these places and there's no electric, no water, so you have to have your all. I have some solar here, and that was one of my major problems. At about 8 months, I started having problems with the solar, and I had to replace some of the solar components, which is relatively easy, and it's not terribly expensive, but it's just one of the things that you got to keep in mind. And that being said, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you have a great camping adventure. Mine has been fabulous, to say the least, and I've still got quite a few places to go yet. So here's some pictures of some of my places that I've been, and that will end the video. So again, thank you for watching. Love you all. Bye bye.